I call upon you in this hour, bring magic unto me. Brothers, oh, the cauldron cries, sing it unto me. The songs of Mother Goddess and of Father in the tree.
Hello, my lovelies. Why am I suddenly without audio? Hello? Hello? Ah! Shoot, shoot, shoot. Oh, there's always a plan B, right? Plan B. What happened to my audio? Why don't I have audio? Hi. What on earth? Um, um, um. What's going on? Hello? 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 Can anybody hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, that's just so weird. I hear nothing suddenly. And oh, there I am. Hi. I gotta tell you, it's been one of those days, everybody. Hi. I am good. How are you? Happy Friday. Oh my golly. I have to tell you, it has been just a Saturday kind of a day, and kind of a Friday, kind of a not Saturday. Yeah. So, anyways, oh, playing with new technology today. Has anybody ever used Discord? Just out of curiosity. Um, if not, or if you have, I would love a tutorial. If you've not, it's interesting. I've used it to chat with a few people, but so yeah, just kind of hijacking the world for me. So yeah. So this is Paisley Wild, and we are adventuring off into the spaces between, and I am just going on. We're being broadcast live on Truth Frequency Radio, iHeartRadio, TuneIn and TalkStream Live, and also on YouTube World. So hello, YouTube land. I see a whole bunch of people there. And hold on just a second. I can't type and talk at the same time, and it's important that I type because I have a guest tonight. And her name is Maja. If anybody has watched My Pagan Life, so Maja is the owner of the show and everything. And anyways, we are connecting here right now on Discord. So yeah. um, so when she comes on, just everybody say hello, wave, whatever, or be quiet. The call line's open, so you will be able to call in and talk with her, or ask any questions. The call line is in my super secret place that I save everything. Is 213-233-3998, or if you're across the pond in the UK, it's 44203-393-2871. If you want to support my show, please do so. It is the Spaces Between live, and also the Etsy show is the space. Where am I? Yeah, Etsy.com/shop/Monarch Mountain Studio, and Mountain is MTN. So, let's see. No matter how you're hearing me, make sure you stop in and say hello. And if you call in and I don't respond right away, just hit a message in somewhere, and yeah, it'll be great. It's awesome. So, on that note, I'm going to connect to Maja here real quick, and hopefully my my technology won't be broken because, yeah, technology. And it's ringing. Ring, ring, ring. So, while the phone line is ringing, if you're checking us out on YouTube, I have a new background. It is a fun one. The video on the left side of the screen, that's actually my Samhain altar. So if you I don't know, and my little fake fireplace. So, Maya, are you there?
Yeah, hello, I'm there. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Let me see if I can fix the. I can hear you. Yes, you're just kind of quiet. Yay! Say say
Okay.
hello.
Hello.
Hi. How goes your world, my dear?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well. I just woke up.
Oh goodness.
um, there's um, there are some time zone differences, so I
Mm-hmm.
almost got the time wrong. But yeah, I'm really happy to be here.
I'm happy you're here too. I am. I am. I've been watching your show kind of for trying to think about 3 months now. So I'm kind of new to your show, but it's been interesting because you have a very unique take and interpretation on just the pagan world in general, I think. And,
Oh, really?
well, I'm old. I'm about twice your age, dear.
Oh
And
yeah.
so for me, yeah, you have a unique perspective because you're looking at it from a younger person's point of view. So, and I like your little shorts. Your when you get on your soapbox because I do that too. And yeah, because it's really easy to get on the soapbox. I think so. I guess first question,
Yeah.
or first things first. How do Were you in the pagan pantry, the broom closet, or what have you, or did you grow up as a pagan, or?
Well, I guess, I mean, it's not that complicated, but I'll try to explain it because that part is pretty easy to explain, I guess. So I live in a country where a lot of things are allowed, right? So there's not this huge stigma, I guess you could say, around being pagan. Um, but it's kind of seen as a nerdy thing rather than like a sinful, bad kind of thing. So no, I didn't grow up as a pagan. I don't know how many grow up as a pagan in the country I live in, which is Norway. But I I grew up in a pretty normal family, which basically means no religion in particular, and I just found it through the internet, really. In particular, Wicca. So that's kind of where it started.
That makes sense. Now, from what I understand, you are Wiccan predominantly, but you're pagan and witch and such. And I've watched a couple of your spells and such um, on on your show. So, what got you started on doing a show? I guess.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, I've always been interested in doing like video and audio and that kind of stuff. Um, I guess I guess this sounds very irrelevant, but when I was very little, like my first dream of anything was to become a artist or someone who does music. And then as I grew to be a little bit older, I was like, oh, well, maybe this YouTube thing is really cool. I really like to do that. And then at some point, I just made a channel. So actually, I've been doing YouTube for 7 years, but I've been doing My Pagan Life for 4 years. Um, so I have been doing this for a while now, and I guess I just, when I started doing this Wicca thing, I was just like, okay, well, this is actually a thing where I could use YouTube for a bit of a learning process and a bit of like a journey kind of thing. So I thought that was kind of like the genius part.
I think it is. YouTube's just been a really interesting way to um, connect. I think with people from all over the country. Um,
Yeah,
not just the
definitely.
country, but all over the world because YouTube's everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. Well, almost everywhere, basically. So I thought that, you know what, it's the best way to kind of get personal, but get that kind of distance at the same time. That can really to help you connect with people, and so that you can make some new friends, learn something new, that kind of thing. It's been very fun.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I know. So I follow a couple of just goofy guys. They're uh, Don Longbeard, Brent Thomas. They do the Paranormal Portal here in the U.S. and they do. They talk about like Bigfoot and aliens and Yeti and that kind of thing. And so they're doing their show all the time, and then I got to talking to the radio show owner, because they do on Truth Frequency Radio. It's a radio program, and I happened to mention, hey, it'd be fun to do a pagan show, to the owner of the station, Chris, and suddenly, lo and behold, now I have a radio show. So it's amazing how it just happens, and but it's fun at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. Things, some of the greatest things kind of just happen, and they happen maybe in the way you didn't quite expect. I mean, I didn't expect to end up here on YouTube for real, like actually be doing this as kind of like a huge hobby even. So, yeah.
Yeah, you've got a really big following. So now, is your audience pretty much worldwide, or is it mostly local to you there, or? Oh, are you still there? Did I lose you? Maya?
Hi. I think my connection is a bit weak, but I think I fixed it now.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, is the audience is saying, "Hey, can you turn up Discord?" Yeah. So I'm trying here. So yeah, Discord's been a new thing for me. I am.
Oh yeah.
I mentioned I'm old. I've been using Discord for a couple months, but it's been a learning experience. But it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. So, what about being Wiccan really do you connect with the most, do you think?
That's a good question. A Wiccan? Well, in the beginning, I guess there was something about this whole... I think the first thing was the whole goddess thing, to be honest. I remember I talked about that in a video a really long while ago, and I actually remember talking about it in a video that I just discovered kind of the goddess, but I think that a few years later, I kind of feel like there's a lot more to it than that. I feel like I kind of discovered a new concept that I hadn't really thought about, and I was in a time of my life where things were a bit more challenging than usual, and I was like, okay, this is super interesting. This actually really makes me passionate and stuff. And so I used that opportunity to make myself, feel a bit better and just get out of the rut that I was in at that moment. And so it kind of just grew on me over time as well to be this thing that really resonated with me and just like, helped me. And so it's kind of difficult to put like a specific word on it, to put a finger on it, if you know what I mean, because there's just so incredibly much.
No, I totally understand. I kind of felt the same way. It seems like, growing up, I grew up in a very Christian household, and really, truly, the feminine or the goddess aspect of divinity is pretty much ignored. And
yeah, I guess you could say that.
Very ignored, very unacknowledged, and so it's like, okay, but there's two parts of divinity. It's not just the male; there's also the female. And so I've been pagan for a long time, just really only recently out of the broom closet. So
Oh, is that so?
yeah, about a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago.
Oh, I understand. I, uh, I don't know, but like, I think it's so interesting to hear other people's stories about how they got to their path. I find that everyone's reason is different, and I understand. I don't know about you and your personal situation, but my heart goes to everyone who's struggling in the broom closet, especially I hear about a lot of Americans and how they have difficulties being pagan. I don't know. Your country is has a bit of a different view maybe on paganism. I don't know, but it's just really fascinating to me.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
so yeah.
it is. In some ways, America really is very open-minded about many things, and pro this and pro that. And but in other respects, it's just not. So it's just not very open-minded here sometimes. And paganism
I
is just
see.
one of those things that's only recently really become accepted. So um, now, is there a large pagan community where you're at?
Well, actually, there was recently established a community for Nordic pagans, specifically at the moment in Norway. And it was in the news maybe like a year or so back, but I think that religious community, as it is established now, has very few members. And I'm considering, getting a membership and stuff, but I have to look into what they do and that kind of thing. So maybe I'll actually get to partake in a pagan community where I'm at. But until now, I've only partaken in the internet community. That's
Okay.
kind of been my thing.
I wondered about that just because you only recently started really talking about maybe having other people on your show too. So I wondered if you had a local group that you talked with or hung out with or did anything with.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I've had a friend at some point who has been interested in Wicca paganism and witchcraft. But when I talk about bringing other people on my show, I'm really just talking about my other friends who aren't Wiccan, pagan, or witches, but they are supportive, and they usually make jokes just for fun about uh, like um, just innocent jokes about, oh, Maya's a witch, and kind of that kind of thing, just make it a fun thing, and they could really they could really like help spice up the content. So actually, that's what my next video is going to be. I'm going to be doing a kind of like a tea tasting thing where they make tea, and I, as the witch, the knowledgeable witch that I am, no, I'm just kidding, has to guess what's in it. So
Oh, that's too
yeah.
funny. That's awesome though.
Oh, thank you. We worked a lot on that concept actually. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, no, it's great.
um you know the ingredients part. Yeah, that's a new thing, I think. For me, because
Yeah.
I like tea. I drink a lot of tea. I don't put a lot of different flavors together generally. It's just, I like a good Earl Grey or Darjeeling, but trying to read the tea leaves. Have you done that yet?
No, I've been thinking of doing that, but I haven't gotten started.
It's different. Now, do you do any kind of divination like tarot or runes since you're kind of in the area where those started?
Well, um, this is kind of like a weird thing. I've been put off by tarot cards. I think they're aesthetically pleasing, but I generally don't have like the most positive connotations to them. I guess I've just heard too many people talk about it, but I'm extremely fascinated by runes, and I actually bought some, like a rune set, not too long ago,
Oh, very
and I'm
cool.
very happy with it. I'm very, very happy with it. So I have gotten to try to use them a bit, but I kind of find that my own style is to use it more for like personal guidance, like, oh, maybe this might happen today, or maybe I should pay attention to this, rather than like bringing divinity into the mix and spirits and stuff like that. But I think that's somewhere where I can experiment a bit and just try it out, you know?
Oh, absolutely. I feel similarly about tarot. Honestly, I really don't do too much with tarot. I think some of the
Oh.
I think the cards are often very, very pretty. A lot of the different patterns are really, really interesting. But I prefer runes myself also. I started making them just because I like them. Um,
Oh.
I think they're fascinating. They're just interesting.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how I feel about it. I do actually have a friend who joined me at one of these alternative stores near where we live. Well, at least one of them, and kind of near where we live. But she is fascinated by the tarot cards, and honestly, I have no idea if she uses them. But it's just there's such a wide selection of them where we live, at least large enough to be like exotic and cool and fun to look at. So we were kind of looking through those, and she was just like, "Oh yes, this tarot deck is for me." And I think it was, I don't know, I think it was Asian inspired, but there are just so many to choose from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there really are. The artwork is all interesting, and some of them are just really, really beautiful. But some of them are strange.
Yeah, that's definitely true. That's definitely true. Yeah,
Very, very strange.
yeah, I
Um,
think we can agree on that one.
um, is there um, I suppose, as someone who's been a practicing pagan for a while, is there anything that you wish you had known at the very beginning of your practice that you've only learned recently?
Well, I guess there's a lot to pull from there, but if there's one thing I have to like bring out, it's or bring to the table, it's the whole concept of wow, I can actually doubt myself. Wow, I can actually doubt what I'm doing. Wow, I can actually feel like I need to take a break from my practice because it is something that takes time, it's something that takes energy and that kind of thing. It's like being a pagan is about learning new things, whether it be through experimentation or direct study. And for some people, they just need to like engage in that because it's an important part of their lives. But at the same time, they need some distance to do other things because it is one of those things where you put in your energy and sometimes you feel stuck. And I actually also made a video on that recently, like there's actually a thing called being stuck. And I feel like I got stuck. Not only did I get stuck in my practice, but it made me stuck in my YouTube thing. So, at one point, it really affected me to a point where it's probably the best lesson I've learned ever on the internet is to not try to please others by half being there, but not don't try to like just don't try to force it is what I'm trying to say in a basically just like long convoluted way, I guess.
No, I understand.
So
I
have you
un-
experienced anything like that before? Like is I sure hope that's not just me. But
no, I've every so often it's like every so often what am I going to talk about tonight? Or what am I going to talk about this weekend? What am I going to do? And then I will have just a burst of inspiration, which is awesome. Um, or I will
yeah.
do something that is just just really random, and it inspires, just going with it or doing something for the show. Like one of my radio shows that I had that I don't have up on YouTube because I didn't have a video with it is my son and a friend of his were out running errands and had a close encounter with a deer, and their vehicle was significantly damaged. And they're like, "Hey, can you come rescue us?" I was like, "Sure, I can do that." In like 4 hours, because it's an hour to get there, hour to get back, and I have a radio show I have to do. And I ended up asking a friend of mine. She's also with the radio show, her Lucky, and she actually guest hosted basically, and I phoned it in for the entire time. But it was really we talked about the adventures in just in general that we encounter in our lives, and the way our paths often just deviate and how to roll with it. And it ended up being just a really great show and not what I was planning on talking about at all. So, um,
I, Lord, within
All right. Can everybody hear now? I hope everybody can hear because I think I did it.
Right here. Right here. Turn that up.
Yes, it is up.
Turn that down. Turn that back up.
So, anyways, there we go. Awesome. We were just kind of chatting, and I got to thinking, Maya, you also go by Kitty Moon. What, what made you decide to go with Kitty Moon as your pagan name?
Well, I guess that's that one actually isn't complicated to explain at all now that I think about it. I am obsessed with cats. Um, I don't know if I've actually ever talked about that on my channel either, but I love cats. I always have been, and I've always really connected with cats. And I guess that well, the first thing is I obviously I like the words kitty and moon very well, and then I think there was something about a cat dream I had. I think it was something about that. I dreamt about cats, and I linked it to the moon, and that's just kind of how it ended up. And yeah, I just I mean, what else am I gonna say? I love cats, and I really resonated with that name for some reason. If that makes any sense.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, it does. It seems like for a lot of us on the path do develop a pagan name of some sort. Often it comes in dreams or with through meditation or if we're speaking with an elder or something like that. And suddenly uh, they have a name, you have a name. It's slightly different than what you know we sometimes anticipate. So, no, I like it. Kitty Moon. That's who you are, my dear. That's awesome.
yep, that's kind of like become part of my official profile, and I mean it's what I call my official magical name. So yeah, I think a lot of people associate me with that name by now. I think at least. Yeah, but anyway, I really like it.
Now, do you have cats?
Oh, definitely.
No
When I
Legion.
was young,
Where's cats?
I actually had two cats when I was younger. Now, the first one died at 3 years old, but his brother is still well and alive today. And at the time we had two cats, and get this, I don't know how many people have actually heard about this before, but the first cat, who's no longer with us, was named Sausage, and his brother, who's still alive today, his name is Raisin. Uh,
Sausage and raisin.
uh, Sausage and Raisin.
That's
And
awesome.
and the reason why I say that is that well, their names aren't technically Sausage and Raisin. They're Norwegian cats, so they have Norwegian names,
Norwegian.
and therefore, so they're yeah, exactly. They're in Norwegian. So sausage would be pølse in Norwegian. So his name was Pølse, and Raisin's real name is Rosin. Rosin. So yeah, I just like to I like to translate the name so that people can more easily, I don't know, pronounce it.
Yeah. No, I um one of the challenges that I've encountered as a pagan is trying to figure out how to pronounce some of the things that are out there because they just don't make any sense. Sometimes there's not enough vowels, sometimes there's too many. so so no, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But that's funny. Your
Oh, that's cool.
cat named Sausage.
So,
Now, were they the Norwegian forest cats, the big fluffy ones, or are they?
no, my cat's. Well, I think it's what you would call a tabby. My first sausage, he was a tabby. But both of my cats have been just classified as house cats. They're not a very
And that's some
particular
short hairs.
race. If you yeah, they're short hairs. They're Raisin is a black and white short hair, and Sausage was a tabby, and yeah, different qualities and fur and all that, but they were from the same mother, and actually Raisin was the only black and white cat in that family, in that particular, family. So he really stood out with very shiny, silky pelt and stuff. So I think that's what you call it.
Yes.
But yeah, that's kind of like the story. I just love talking about my cats. I don't know if I should have gone off about
No, you're
that.
fine. You're fine. Absolutely
Okay,
fine.
thank you.
Um, it seems like, now not across the board or not 100%, but it does seem like a lot of the folks that are on the path really do have an affinity for animals in some way, shape, or form. It's not always fluffy, fuzzy animals like cats or dogs. Often it's, the creepy crawlies, spiders, and bugs. So, no, I think that's awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yes.
So yeah, yes.
All right, so we were, before the break, we were talking about things you wish you knew um, as a pagan, when you first started. Was there anything else before we got kind of shocked out of our chairs?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how many cops that actually are us talking about those kinds of things, but yeah, it's that's what we were talking about basically.
Hmm. Yeah, so
Mhm.
I know that I wish that I had known that it was as accepting and relaxed as a pagan. I feel more accepted as a pagan than I ever did as a Christian. Um,
Oh yeah.
have you
Is
encountered
there?
that at all, or?
No. Well, actually, it's I I maybe should have gained more experience about the Christian, Norwegian Christian community. As I said earlier in this stream, I can say it again. Basically, the deal with Norway is that in Norway we can tolerate a lot, but a lot of things are seen as like weird or nerdy. And basically, there are, of course, some conservative Christians out there that make a pagan, existence kind of hard. But I live in a part of the country where people are super, super accepting. They might look at you with a weird look and think, okay, so you're trying to be Harry Potter? Are you trying to believe in unicorns? But but no, actually, I have my confirmation was actually a Christian confirmation, and everyone was super cool. So I don't have a lot of experience with those kinds of things. So again, that's kind of why I kind of look to other people and their experiences and try to understand them and such, because I think it's important to acknowledge that we all come from different places and different environments that affect our practice.
Yes, very much so.
So yeah.
Now, do you have one specific deity or deities that you work with more than others, or?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I still question my beliefs to this day, but I remember like a while back on my channel, I declared that I was no longer a polytheist, but I wasn't quite sure how to like put a name on it. So, till now, I have associated with the term like duotheist, in which more like the Wiccan approach, like the modern Wiccan approach, rather than the old pagan approach, if you will. So I focus more on divinity as a whole rather than the different aspects of it. Um, I don't know. I feel like that actually kind of makes me like helps me a bit gather my thoughts and stuff. It hasn't really resonated with me to focus on different aspects. But who knows? Maybe it will be in the future. But the path is kind of like an ever-changing thing. You never know. So that's where kind of like a lot of the confusion comes in, I guess. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Again.
Yes, I think you're very very much right there. There is a lot of confusion because there is so much that is open to interpretation, and everybody's a little bit different.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes
That's
very very different. So,
yeah, exactly. That's probably kind of one of the things that defines paganism. and Wicca the most today. Like in comparison to many other ways of life, there's so much diversity. It's almost sometimes it's almost hard to identify. Um, but that's kind of the beauty of it as well. People get to choose a bit what they want.
Yes, I agree 100% on that one. Because yes, there is a little bit of confusion, sometimes a lot, but um, I know a lot of people have a patron god or goddess that they work with, and it seems like that type of personal relationship that they develop with the deity that they work with the most is often just very comforting and a touchstone, if you will, for them to connect to their path and or reconnect to the old beliefs and the old traditions, or the new ones. Because yeah, paganism's changed a lot.
Yeah,
Wicca's changed a lot over just the last 10 years.
yeah, that's actually a good point. But regarding that, it's actually very true that people like to these pantheons connect to these individual gods. It does help like bridge a gap that is from the now to the old, the then, if you will. So a lot of people, I think, want to connect to their past as well, and they do that. They do that in a way that's better for them when they also associate with these gods. But I feel like I could say that I kind of do the same thing, but I guess my focus is more on the nature itself rather than the personification of different aspects of life and nature and that kind of stuff. Uh, it's of course something I am kind of exploring because I'm very all about the elements and stuff like that. It's a huge part of my practice. So that's kind of where I'm at. And then divinity I use to kind of like make it a bit more do you say concrete, like more specific? Um, but yeah, it's basically I focus more on nature than the deity aspect. So I guess in many ways they're the same thing, but yeah, does that make any sense? Like, I hope I'm explaining this right.
Yes, yes, that makes sense. Just because, excuse me, um, there's a lot of deification, if I think that's a word,
Wait,
because it
okay.
basically people attribute god or goddess attributes to things that happen out in the natural world or nature itself, or even nature. Gaia being just a divinity also. So I think that's very
Yeah,
normal, I guess, if that makes sense. Um,
yeah. Actually, that makes a lot of sense now that I think about it. A lot of people actually do that. Yeah, yeah. That's nice.
now, which elements do you work with the most? Do you think?
I've definitely worked the most with water. It's under controlled conditions, which is easier to get, I guess, than fire, for example. Under controlled conditions, it's ideal, and it's soothing. It's calming. Of course, it can be destructive and extremely powerful under the right circumstances. Um, but yeah, that's definitely the element I work with the most. I've also been working with fire, but that's a bit of a different ball game. I've realized it takes a bit more care in a sense, a bit more like a different kind of respect. And I guess all the elements demand a different kind of respect than the other because they're so different in a sense. Um,
Yes. I think
yeah,
in a way fire is almost closer to chaos, just because if you don't respect it, it is very easy to lose control of it, and that's bad.
yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Yeah,
that's very bad. Um,
you don't want to mess with fire.
literally, exactly. There's a reason why that's a saying. Um, so, if someone is just starting out on their path, what advice would you have for them?
um, just throw yourself into it. A lot of people want to start doing things. But I think that what's stopping a lot of people is just, instead of questioning themselves, they should be like jumping into it. And um, I know I've said this many times today, but when I made a video, I think it was the second a bit of a rant video I made, which is a rant series I have, and it was literally about signs you're a witch question mark. And the reason why I made that video is that I realized a lot of people are looking for signs that they're pagans. They're looking for signs that they're Wiccan, that they're witches, and I'm kind of just here thinking, well, I'm not saying you can't get a sign, but it's really just about starting, getting going and having faith in your choice to be a Wiccan, to be a witch, and that kind of thing, and to become it. So I think a lot of people are maybe scared of embracing these things, these terms, identities, because they don't know quite where to start and they're looking for someone else to confirm it for them. But I just say, have faith in yourself, and that's honestly the best way you can start your path, because you're going to have to be trusting yourself, or learn to trust yourself a lot during your pagan, Wiccan, witchy path, because that's, I mean, at least to my knowledge, that's what you'll be doing. You'll be developing yourself and your relationship to everything around you. So that's kind of like the main thing, I think.
Yeah, there's no letter from Hogwarts. Hagrid's not going to knock on your door and say, "Hey, you're a witch." It's
No.
um,
Exactly. I love that.
there's been more than in one show that I've done. It's like, all right, Harry Potter, that's not the way it works. Or no, Hermione, really, you don't have a bag that big. So um it's kind of funny just how many people say, "Oh, I think I'm a pagan, but I don't know." And I've really heard that because we have a group that gets together for coffee here locally, and we're just a group of of pagans that are very solitary generally, um, and we just want to get together, hang out with people who think similarly, which is often, half the battle, being around people who think just like you do, because not everybody's online yet. And it's, you know, we will occasionally have someone just from the community join us because it's very much a public meeting, just get together. If you have questions, ask them. And it's really like people expect a sign or the letter from Hogwarts saying, "Oh no, yes, you are a witch."
Oh,
And
yes.
and that's not the real world. It really isn't.
No, exactly. You have to take like responsibility, or you have to take that action, that responsibility into your own, kind of think, what do I want to be? And when am I going to like become it? Or when do I want to be it, kind of? Because it really, now is the best time to start, if you're even having that question in your head at all. At least I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of times I tell people, do your research. Go read a book.
Yeah.
Watch some YouTube
Yes.
videos. Your show's one of the ones that I recommend to people because you have a lot of short videos, and there's a lot of people with very short attention spans, so it's perfect. Um,
Yes.
it,
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
yeah, I think it's great, and so they can just log on, they catch a couple videos, and it's like, oh, that's what it is, or man, I've been like that for a long time now. Just the light bulb moment. Um, and I've been interviewed on other shows, and we just talk, and I've had people say, "Oh, so you're what a pagan is like. You're not,
Ah.
the because I'm open to communicating. I use my real words. It's not all, eye of newt and wave your wand and Quidditch. So, so
Oh.
um, and it's, you know, there's so many different misconceptions when it comes to paganism. It's like, you know, I've got a lot of Christians in my family, and they're like, "Oh, well, you're going to hell since you worship Satan." It's like, but I'm not Christian, so Satan's really not somebody that I acknowledge. What?
Yeah, that would be. Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to imagine that would possibly you don't even believe in that in the first place. Like, that's yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. Exactly. So,
Yeah.
now you have your show or your channel, My Pagan Life on YouTube, and I see you post a lot of content pretty regularly, correct?
Well, define regular because recently I've been on this hiatus thing where I've waited like 2 or 3 weeks. But yeah, I try to keep it up to the best of my ability.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I see there's new content on there just periodically, and that's good. What else are you doing for your show or for your channel and that kind of thing? What are your plans?
Well, that's a good question. This is actually a kind of big thing for me recently, which I actually did a video about yesterday, was I have got my first YouTube sponsorship. Um, that is really something.
That was a
Um,
beautiful necklace that you got from them too.
yeah, I must say I was really like, wow, flabbergasted and astounded. I really, but yeah, I mean, my plans, I really just want to continue and doing a bit varied content, and I think I'm on the way there. But I really, from the depths of my heart, I want to continue making people can feel welcome when they're at my channel, or they can feel like they're the community. I want to continue a communication with and just have that community. And this whole these new things, like for example, this sponsorship, this this new sponsorship thing that I've advertised now,
Mm-hmm.
yesterday at least.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the reason why I do that is it's a genius opportunity to associate with that I can, stand by. But at the same time, it's like I don't want this to become like a huge commercial. I'm just, I mean, I do it because it's a genius opportunity. It's good experience, and I just think that anything, money, anything to help me and the channel it better. I think that's a bonus. I genuinely think that can really. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, I just want it to be cozy and nice and that people can enjoy and something that I can enjoy because this is truly my passion.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
No,
I really love it.
I get it. I enjoy my. If I had a choice, I'd do radio show stuff all the time, and I wouldn't do anything else. So I get it. So we're just about done. Can you believe it? It's been an hour already. Um, what?
Yeah, time goes by.
Yeah, it really does. If someone wanted to get a hold of you, is there a good email address, or just
Yeah.
connect with you through what? What's your email address?
Oh, of course. I primarily communicate through mail, or email, so that's perfect. My Gmail is mypaganlifecontact@gmail.com. All are tiny letters. It's pretty straightforward. You can find it in the description of the videos. And if you do want to connect with me through social media, you can comment on my Instagram page, and I have a private Facebook group. So all you have to do is send in a request for a membership, and I will probably accept you. There, there shouldn't be a reason for me not to. So,
Excellent.
yeah.
All right, so I will include links for all of that in the show notes, and just like that, we're done. So, everybody, thank you for joining. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. And my